After his arrest, dramatic arrest, WikiLeaks frontman Julian Assange is facing a charge of conspiracy to hack a US government computer. But it appears that Washington has another axe to grind too, at least judging by Vice President Mike Pence's words on Friday.
Mike Pompeo, when he was a CIA director, said WikiLeaks, a non-state House intelligence service, often abetted by state actors like Russia.
We strongly agree with that. That's why the Justice Department is now seeking extradition.
Well, it's not the first time Russia has been mentioned in connection with Assange, although currently he's not being charged with anything Russia-related. Artis Muradgazdiev looks at whether, though, alleged collusion may nevertheless become part of the case against him.
He did say it years ago, Assange, that the United States wanted him. It's why he was in the Ecuadorian embassy. And he was right. America is seeking extradition. And if you watch enough TV, you surely know why. His Russian connections.
Can we address the question at hand, and that is whether or not you can say definitively that Russia had no part in this hack?
Was trying to sabotage the 2016 election and had these facts in front of them, saw Assange as an agent or at least a provocateur or a collaborator with the Russian government.
Tonight, there is growing evidence that Russia is using WikiLeaks as a delivery vehicle for hacked emails and other information.
It was everywhere, on every pundit's lips for years. Assange, WikiLeaks, Putin, Russia meddling. Echoed and echoed by everyone important enough to be on camera, like US leaders.
It's time to call out WikiLeaks for what it really is. A non-state hostile intelligence service often abetted by state actors like Russia.
They've acted in concert with the Russians to interfere in our elections. They helped either hack into or took hacked information from the Russians and released it in a way to disrupt our campaigns in 2016. And I don't think that's not right. I think that's illegal, and I hope Mr. Assange gets prosecuted.
Justice should come to Julian Assange for his role in Russian meddling in our election.
You go by their word. He's a covert KGB asset on a secret mission to topple the United States. That is, if you watch enough TV. If you don't, if you actually read the indictment against him, the charges, it's not a mention of Russia. Not a mention of elections, of meddling emails or grand plots to topple the United States. His crime, allegedly, was that he worked with Chelsea Manning to obtain classified documents that showed US human rights abuses in Iraq and Afghanistan.
The US government has to state all the charges that they intend to charge Mr. Assange with at the extradition stage. If they fail to do that, Mr. Assange is extradited to the US and lands on US soil. At that point, the United States government would be barred from bringing any further charges against him.
Consider this. If the US had anything tying Assange to Russia or meddling or conspiracy, don't you think they would have shown it or mentioned it? No, this is it. This is the only charge he faces. And because of how extradition works, they can't add any more charges if they get him.
The extradition court needs to know at that stage what the exact charges are. For example, the extradition court in the UK will not extradite somebody to the US if the charges that are brought against Mr. Assange do not exist in the UK. There's no equivalent charge in the UK. So the extradition court makes it very clear. We're only going to extradite on those charges that you present to us. And if we decide to extradite Mr. Assange, the United States would be barred from bringing additional charges on those same sets of facts, on the same circumstances.
Going by what lawyers and experts are saying, the US doesn't have much of a case. And if Assange is found guilty, it sets a nasty precedent where journalists can be jailed for posting classified material, no matter how vital, like the Manning files. As remarkable as it may be, the US is now saying that exposing US human rights abuses, wanton murder committed by the US military, exposing that is more serious than the abuses and murder themselves. Chelsea, formerly Bradley Manning, was freed by Obama, but judging by the toxicity on TV in Washington, Assange shouldn't be too hopeful. But you never know. Trump is Trump.
WikiLeaks, I love WikiLeaks.